talking here. I'm talking here. Hello, every person. Steve Rizzo here, and welcome to Hey, I Am Talking Here. This is a show about empowerment, a show that will take you to a better place personally and professionally. And I'm really excited about what we're going to be talking about here today. And first of all, the show is brought to you by Conversations with Bob. I want to thank everyone for the reviews you've placed on Amazon. Those of you who have purchased the book, it's really doing very well. Thank you. As you know, my mission is to get the message out on the book. And there I am, right over here in the corner over here. And so please share the show, tell your friends about it. And if you have any comments, because the title of this show is All You Need Is Love. We'd like your comments on what you think love is, what you don't think love is. Anything you want, share it with us. We will do the best we can. And Sue Hooper is here saying, I'm ready, bring it on. What's love got to do with it? But before I bring up my team, I would like to read an excerpt from Conversations with Bob. It is the last chapter 16, and it's called The L Word, which is, of course, love. How do I look at my reading glasses? You look like a nerd, Steve. That's what you look like. And this is the conversation in this chapter. It's like I said, it's the last chapter where everything's being wrapped up. And Bob is explaining everything to Bernie, all the common sense strategies and the shifting habits that he needs to turn his life around. But he explains to Bernie that the one element, the one ingredient that can bring everything together is the L word. And it starts off like this. Yes, Bernie, love is the most powerful force in the universe. Love is the best way to get to know me. Love is what I am and who I am. And because you are my creation, Bernie, love is what and who you are. Do you understand what I mean when I say love? Bernie takes a look at Bob and says, you know what, Bob? I think you better explain in more detail. Because in my experience, it hasn't been all that it's cracked up to be. Apparently, there's a lot more to love than what I've been led to believe. Bob takes a deep breath and says, you know what, Bernie? That's very wise of you. Contrary to what most people think, love is more than just a feeling. It's a state of being. Love is your true nature. But because you're programmed by the stuff of the world, you can only define yourself by what you do and not by who you truly are. In other words, you can never, ever be more like me than when you first love yourself, all human beings, and when you enjoy and truly love the process of whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, unconditionally, regardless of your circumstances. Bernie looks at Bob and says, so what you're saying is that love is the key ingredient to life. Yes, but you can't force love, Bernie. You can't manipulate it. And you have to love for love's sake. True love is his own reward. The word unconditional is key. We're going to get back to the book in a little bit. But right now, I'm going to take my glasses off so I can see the screen. And I want to hold on to that, what I just said, folks. And I'd love your comments. Anything anybody wants to say, just come right on and bring it up. All right, we have people just bringing stuff up already. Let me hold the comments for a minute, Bruce, and let's go from the beginning of it, and we'll go over them. Right now, it's my pleasure to bring up my director, my producer, my tech guy, Bruce. Show yourself.
There you go. Actually worked.
Hey,
I hit the right button at the right time, and I'm unmuted.
That's because you're consumed with love.
I did three things all at once.
Yeah.
And it worked.
That's cool. And let me bring up that. How you doing, first of all, Bruce? Everything good?
Yep, good. Actually had a video shoot this morning. It was a live stream, and everything went well.
Cool. Great to hear that. Let me bring up our dear friend and my co-host, Eric the Bam Man. What up?
How are you?
Can you feel the love?
I feel lots. I'm self-hugging over here. It's so good. Feeling so. Bruce's hair looks on point.
Yeah,
that's great.
Steve, you look like an older version of the Martian from the Flintstones.
I'm so glad he didn't show that photo of me. Oh my
Well,
God.
I'm sure he'll pull it up.
I'm sure he will.
Just
to
Google
piss me
it.
off.
If you Google the power of love,
Shut
Steve
up.
Rizzo.
I don't like you guys now. All right.
Hi, Sue. Just shout out to Sue. Sue said hi to me. So hi, Sue. How are you?
Yeah, and let's read some of these comments. You look pretty, Steve. In case I'm still a Facebook user, Eric, man, it's the Eric man.
Eric Flournoy.
Flournoy.
We've got to put up the thing next week the link so he can re-access himself to StreamYard.
Yeah, I love this guy. He's a great guy. He really is. And we got God's blessings. Reading conversations with Bob again and again. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, here's Sue's comment.
Yeah, here it is. I believe we all here because of love, the love of my Lord and my Savior. Love, much like trust, must be earned. So true, so true. But a lot of people, unfortunately, have a misconception of what love is.
I've got a hi.
And you got a hi. You get a hey.
Yeah. Hey, Bruce. That's a hug. That's a hug. That's a virtual hug to me right there.
And we have Mary's guest. What does she bring on? Eric keeps on. Amen. God said, love one another. Matthew 6:3-11. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And Missy Lavelle came on. That's my social media marketing person. Hey, y'all. You can tell she's from the South.
And Sue's keeping us busy here.
Hey, y'all. That's another
hey, y'all. She's firing awesome stuff. You know, I like this subject. I think love encompasses a lot of things, right?
Let's go, guys.
Oh, there we go. Love encompasses a lot of things. There's a pizza guy, Frank Calabas, with East Village Pizza, and he goes live every day. He's got I think 150,000 followers on Instagram, right? Something like that, maybe more. It's probably more than that. But all the time, he says all the time, "Love is love, love is love, love is love," and he loves on people all the time. And I love that love is love. And he says it in the right tone that it makes so much sense to me, even though it doesn't make a lot of sense at all.
No, I like that. And, now we're getting on that subject. It's amazing how easy your life gets when you love what you do.
Yep.
And then there are people say, well, you don't do what I do, and there's no way I can love it. And I think it's because you're focusing on the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
You're focusing on anger. You're focusing on the fear that this is the way your life is always going to be. Mm-hmm. And those things are the counter to what love is all about. They're two extremes. If you're living your life from a state of fear or anger, it's very difficult for love to come into your life. Very difficult. And the more you hang on to the fear, the more fear and the other destroyers of the spirit, self-doubt, overwhelm, fear, anger, jealousy, envy, all those are all destroyers of the spirit. And they keep the love that is within all of us, that's who we truly are, from shining. Most of us go our entire lives and pass on without ever experiencing that feeling more often than not.
It's interesting. It's interesting you say that. One of the thoughts I literally just had as you're talking about that was, we all know those people that can't wait till Friday, and then they hate Sunday afternoon because they have to go back to work, and they almost their spirit is almost so broken because you mentioned what people do for a living, right? And they don't enjoy it. And it's easy for me to sit here and say, well, go find something else, right? Well, make a plan and find something else that you enjoy doing. If you can pay your bills doing it, you're happy. It brings happiness instead of having this beat down spirit that can't wait for Friday, hates Sunday night, dreads Mondays, Wednesday is hump day. It's like there's a meaning behind all the negativity, and it sucks so much out of everything else in your life.
It sucks the love right out of you. That's such a great example. And the other thing about that, Eric, is that people are having a good time on a Saturday, and all of a sudden they're thinking, oh man, now it's Sunday. It's going to be Sunday tomorrow, and I have to go to work Monday.
Right.
I know people that do that. They just get into that mindset, and it's very difficult for them to bounce back and appreciate their children or significant other at a barbecue, or they're with their friends at some kind of an event. Well, man, this was a great hockey game, but unfortunately tomorrow I have to go to work.
Right.
Oh man, you're just pushing the love away.
Right.
And life gives us so many opportunities to feel that power of love that is within each and every one of us. We're born with it. Unfortunately, as we're raised, some of us have to work real hard to keep it going.
Yeah.
But I find that it's a habit, just like the fear-based thoughts that you have, the anger-based thoughts that you have, or habits that you created. You could create that love habit. You can bring it back. And it's all about, like you're saying, focusing on what you have rather than fixating on what isn't working in your life.
Yeah. I posted on Facebook this morning a great story about my daughter, Ruby, my 3-year-old. In the last month, let me back up. The 3 months before this past month, she would pretty much every morning cry when I dropped her off at daycare. Whether she was having a good morning, bad morning, she would cry, right? And it was all for show because the second you left, she stopped.
Yeah.
So about a month ago, about 5-6 weeks ago, she started saying to me in the car, Dad, I'm not going to cry today. And I would be like, yeah, we're not crying because you're awesome and I love you and you're amazing. And right. And so now Dad, I'm not going to cry today. And this morning we're driving to school, to daycare. She said, Dad, I'm not going to cry today. And I'm going to give Miss Grace one of my hugs. She loves my hugs. And we walked in, I'm holding her hand. I hit the little deal and check her in. And dude, she took off running to Miss Grace. She saw Miss Grace and she hugged that woman and she yelled, bye, Dada. She's running away. I see the back of her head. She hugs Miss Grace and dude, they both had the biggest smiles on their face. And it's the thing I wrote today on Facebook that I wrote down today is what you give is what comes back to you. We talked about the law of attraction, right? And what my daughter needs is in the morning is she needs someone to hug her and tell her, hey, today's going to be okay. We're going to have a good day. And she gave that to Miss Grace, and Miss Grace gave it right back to her. And you know what? Dad's gone. I'm out of the picture. You know, and not in a bad way, but she gave that lady what she needed in return, and so it came right back to her, and she felt great. They were both so happy. It was a pretty cool moment to see that today.
I get that, and that's another great point. Is that children are the perfect definition of unconditional love.
Yeah,
you know, and we bypass those moments. Sometimes I think as adults we have to go back and tap into the child within.
Yeah.
You know, and that's when I see my grandkids, I drop everything in life and I become just like them. I really do. I sit on the floor with them. I am their age. I can do that very easily. And I feel such ease. I feel so in tune with who I really am when I'm doing that. As a matter of fact, I might have said this story to you, but I don't know if I said it on the show at any point, but it's worth mentioning again. A couple of years ago, I think my granddaughter was about 5 years old at the time. And I was at my son's house and I was talking about my divorce. And I thought Aubrey was playing with her brother, Julian. Those are my grandkids. Mm-hmm. And they're maybe about 5 feet away from us. And I'm talking to my son in his man cave. And I know Aubrey saw that I got a little emotional talking about the divorce. And my son, put his arm on my shoulder and everything was calm. It was cool. But I had no idea that Aubrey was paying close attention to that entire conversation. So about an hour or two later, when it was time for me to leave, I said goodbye to everyone. And Aubrey screams out, "Pop!" And I turned around. I said, "What?" She jumps into my arms, wraps her little legs around my waist, puts her I want you people to understand this. Puts her arms around my neck, looks at me like this and says, "I just want you to know that when you come back next week, I'm going to be wearing a long white dress. We're going to get married and I'm going to take care of you for the rest of your life." Whoa. That's love. That is love. I was so emotional. I got emotional. She saw it in my face. My daughter-in-law was wiping tears from her eyes. And my granddaughter goes, "That was supposed to make them happy."
Right.
Right. But
right.
Man, the whole drive home, man, I was in that zone. My love light was just shining right out the windows of the car. That's my point. Those moments make you realize it's purity, it's honesty, it's genuine, and it's everlasting. interesting.
I think the cool thing about what you just said about your granddaughter is that
That's right, DJ. Thanks, man.
Love wins always. Is we teach people in our circle and our circle of influence how we want to be loved and how we want to be cared for by what we give to them. You know, and you mentioned your granddaughter. I have a similar story with my son where he played football from this big through his college senior year, and we're standing down on the field his senior day, last home game of the season. And I'm getting emotional just thinking about it. I was like, all I could do to just keep it together.
Yep.
This is the last time I'm going to see him in a football uniform.
Yep.
You know, and I'm standing there, and he knows. I'm just ready to explode with emotions, right? And he hugs me, and right in my ear, he goes, "Dad, it's going to be okay." And it was just one of those moments that we've shared enough, and he still calls me dad, and he still hugs me in public, and I love it. And you teach your kids to be that way. I was raised by a father who probably told me he loved me 5 times, 3 of which he was probably wasted drunk. You know, I probably got smacked around 2 of those 3 times too. But we teach our friends how we like to be loved. I'm a hugger. Some of my friends hate it, right? I'm like, come here, come on, let's hug it out.
Yeah, I'm a hugger too, man. But unfortunately, the pandemic.
You know, you talk about kids and we talk about love and what that looks like. And man, my 2 daughters, 50% of the time, they just absolutely hate each other. But the other 50%, man, they hugging and loving and just laughing and giggling. Absolutely. And that is the best absolute stuff as a parent.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Bruce, let's see some of the comments going by on the bottom here.
There's a big comment up there from my friend Shannon. What is
I'd like to read that. That's the one I was looking at.
Shannon is awesome. She's an HR director for a large company in Tulsa. It's intentional. I look for love by finding hearts in the environment and post them to show others. Oh, so she actually does. If you go to her Instagram, she finds little hearts all over. It's just, you know what? It's what you look for, you find, right? So she finds hearts everywhere. I look for them and I find them, and it's always there around us. I now have friends sending me heart pictures every time they see one out and about. It's contagious and heartwarming. So if you go to her Instagram, she'll find little hearts, just like a little rock that looks like a heart, or a spot on the sidewalk that looks like a heart. And you're right. Once it's kind of like me and pizza. Like I have people send me pictures of pizza all the time, right? Because they know I love it and I enjoy it. And so I love that she does that. I've noticed it. It's very cool.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool. Hey, folks, by the way, your assignment for tomorrow is to spread love in any way that you possibly can to not only your friends and family, but to people who you haven't been getting along with.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens if you shift your perspective, shift your way of thinking. You know, let's see what happens when you do that. And then we'd love to hear some comments on the next show about that too. That would be pretty cool. And, we're not trying to get syrupy here. We're just telling you that, man, you know what's going on this planet just as much as we do. And if there's anything that this country needs now with the political unrest and the violence that's going on in our major cities all over the place, there's one thing that we need is love. As a matter of fact,
love
right
sweet
right
love.
now, I'd like to read another excerpt from the book, if that's okay with you. And even if it isn't, I don't give a shit. I'm doing it anyway.
Feel the love.
Yeah, I know. I got to put on my corny glasses again. But man, get those comments going. This is the part of the book where, of course, the title is Love, where Bob is trying to explain to Bernie, the power of love and how to keep the love light burning. So Bernie looks at Bob and he says, but Bob, how do I keep my love light burning, especially when times are tough? I mean, we already agreed that some people have a lot of crap to deal with. Bob looks at Bernie and says, by eternally being grateful for what you have. Every day throughout the day, bless the things that life has given you rather than cursing what life hasn't given you. Continually ask yourself, how can I serve? What can I do to make the world a better place? Display acts of kindness to everyone and everything, including yourself, Bernie. Learn to forgive others as well as yourself, regardless of the circumstances. Practice loving those who have intentionally hurt you. Try to walk a mile in their shoes. Respect others' point of views. Try not to view arguments and disagreements simply as being right or wrong, but rather Try to look at them as a matter of advantages and disadvantages for all involved. Treat life as a game, Bernie. Unleash the child within you and have fun with life. Know that your sense of humor is your sense of perspective every day. Bernie, throughout the day, find the laughter within you and around you. All of these things, every single one of these things and so much more encompass love. When you're able to instill these qualities into yourself and in all people and in all things, you not only attract love, you become love, and love becomes you. That's all I have to say. Well,
it's almost like you wrote that or something.
Bob wrote that through me. Thank you very much.
But the cool thing about that for me is you mentioned two things. You mentioned love and gratitude. And boy, they're so cyclical together. And when you have a lot of love and you give it, it's amazing how thankful you are when it comes back. And the more thankful you are is the more you give. And guess what? That doesn't just work with love. It works with almost everything in your life.
Yeah.
When you're thankful for the basics in your life, lots of great things come your way. And it's ironic that you said that, because I wasn't planning on it, but I read this Jesus Calling every day. And
Let me see that. Let me see that.
Well, this is the front.
I got something similar to that book. It's a little book, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And so I've literally today, what's today, the 11th, and I've read August 8th. I've read each day, but I've read August 8th now each day, and it's short, so I'll read it because it's applicable to what you just said. I speak to you from the deepest heaven. You hear me in the depths of your being. Deep calls unto deep. You are blessed to hear me so directly. Never take this privilege for granted. The best response is a heart overflowing with gratitude. I'm training you to cultivate a thankful mindset. And it goes on a little more, but gratitude reciprocates, man. And the more you give and the more love you give is the more that comes back. And the more you're thankful is the more it comes your way. And we probably end up, a lot of these shows probably end up being like this, very intertwined. But man, when you're thankful for the love that's in your life, you get more of it.
Exactly.
You give it and you show people the way you want to be loved. It comes back.
The more you're grateful for anything in your life, the more stuff will come to you that you're grateful for. You have so much of it now. It's just that you're blinded by the shit that life you think is throwing at you right now. I want to see more comments coming through on the bottom here. Bruce, please, because there are some people saying,
that's my friend Jim Perry right there. Love, give back, love, give back, brother. Love you, Eric. I love you too. You're a difference maker. Thank you. Jim is a difference maker as well. There's Tim. I fear I'll miss the show. Gold, guys. I love us some.
Thanks, Tim. We love you, man.
Never allow tomorrow to eat up today. You know, Stu, that is something if we can that's probably a show for coming up. But man, I've been a little guilty of that lately, where I've got stuff that I've been working on. And I know it's coming, and I don't want to say it's eating up tomorrow in a bad way, but it's like you can't get here soon enough, and so I become almost paralyzed a little bit, waiting for some things to happen versus just kind of I'm someone that's not very patient. Anybody that knows me, I'm not a patient person, but
yeah,
but I love that. Yeah, don't let today eat into tomorrow. I love that.
No, that's yeah. Love what you do, and you will never work a day in your life. Absolutely. I love every day that ends in Y. Yeah.
That's all it is.
That's cool. There you go. Yeah. Reciprocate, give what you want, and get it.
Yep.
Eric the Man. There's a part in the book too, in this chapter in Love, where Bob says to Bernie, John and Paul had it right. And Bernie says, the apostles, and Bob goes, no, the Beatles. All you need is love. There it is. All you need is love. Blah, 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 blah. That's what I'm saying. That is what I'm saying.
As I knew we were talking about love this week, and I love to reference this book. Page 179. So love is the ingredient to life? ? And that's from Bernie to Bob. Yes, but you can't force love. You can't manipulate it to get something. You love for love's sake. True love is its own reward. The word unconditional is the key. And, so many times from a sales standpoint, we think we're giving unconditionally and we're bringing value, which I've always hated that term. bring value, and we think we bring value unconditionally. Secretly, we really want something back from it. But the best salespeople and the best people in life just absolutely give with no expectation of anything coming back their way. So good at it.
Yeah. Yep. One of my favorite love songs. Yeah. All you need is love. Absolutely. That song is that says it all. That says it all.
Being deeply loved by someone gives you strength,
while loving someone deeply gives you courage.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, I love the show The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, The Bachelor in Paradise. You know, one of my favorite things on that show is they always say, well, Steve's not here for the right reasons. I'm here for the right reasons. John's here. Like, it's always about the right reasons. And it's so cheesy and stupid, but yet it's kind of pretty true.
Yeah,
if you're doing things for the right reasons, which are those unconditional reasons you were just talking about, it's amazing how you win at life and love and jobs and children and spousal stuff. And, you know, I mean, you win it so much when you do it for the right reasons unconditionally.
You're right. And you talked about sales before. The salespeople that are truly, truly, truly successful are the ones that won't sell something to someone that person doesn't need.
Right.
Even if they're going to make a tremendous profit on it, they'll tell them that, because that honesty comes from a state of love. And when you're connected to that state, to that energy, more business will come your way than you can possibly imagine from places that you didn't even think existed.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of famous people from all different walks of life, all different types of jobs, whether it's car salesman, which I really don't get along with that well at all. But
not right now.
There are some out there, man, that will tell you, what do you want? You don't need that. I'm telling you, you don't need that. This is what you need. You've been coming to me for years now. Trust me. Or they'll say, come back in a month when things start going down in price or whatever. So helping the person is what I'm saying is more important than making the bucks.
Yeah.
In the long run, it really is.
Yeah.
Because if you're selling someone something that they don't need and you're letting them know, thinking that they do need it, there's something wrong there.
Right. Right. No doubt. We've got a couple more comments over here. Nat King Cole, the greatest thing you'll ever learn is yet love and loved and be loved in return. Sorry, I had to get that through my head. So
yeah.
And we got another comment from Sue. To clarify my comment, quote, I'm referring to those of us like myself who can't enjoy Sunday for dreading Monday. Sue, I know a lot. That's not uncommon. I know a lot of people that are that way and that dread, that Sunday they dread Monday. And I wish I could wave a magic wand and create a new job for you. But I will tell you what you can do is, I have a dry marker board right here that I've actually wiped off and I'm starting over with on some stuff tomorrow. And I would tell you to write down what your dream job looks like and then formulate a plan to find it. And that's the law of attraction. Write it down on that board. Start talking about it. What does it look like? Who can I follow on social media to get there? What does it look like? And go freaking find it, because being miserable on Sundays, when you're already miserable Monday through Friday already, it ain't good.
And not only that, you're putting your happiness on hold. And here's another thing. This is one of my favorite sayings. When I say this, a lot of people, they think about it and they go, well, sometimes what you think you want in life isn't necessarily what you necessarily need to be happy. For the most part, what you want feeds the ego. What you need feeds your soul.
Yeah. And
every now and then you have to stop and ask yourself, which one am I feeding now? And that's a great thing to remember when you're setting out to achieve goals.
Yeah.
People say, I want, but sometimes why don't you just stop when you're by yourself and go, but what do I need to be happy?
Right.
What really makes me happy? And you'll
find it.
Very surprised at the answer. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Sue commented, she said, thanks. I'm retiring in less than 2 years. And my thought when I saw that is, so if you're going to stay at your current job for another 2 years, 800 and something days, whatever that is, I would know 700 something days. I would challenge you to, when you go to work tomorrow, to change shit up. Walk in with 3 dozen donuts and surprise people. Work with the lights off tomorrow. You know what? I've talked about this. I've talked about this in the past. If work seems like it's very stagnant and it kind of sucks and it's just kind of mundane, I think back to when I was a kid, right? And I had a brother. We shared a room. We had bunk beds. And you know what we did about once every 2-3 weeks? We rearranged our room. And we rearranged our room around. And it was the coolest shit. And I would challenge you, Sue, if you have an office, be like a kid tomorrow and completely move your office around, change everything up, and watch everyone come into your office. Whoa. What you do to your, and sometimes it's just that little change of scenery that changes it, that makes it different. And I'm telling you, there's something wonderful about just moving your desk, change your.
Eric, that is so right. That is great advice, because Sue, you probably don't realize that you've already created a different type of habit. So you have an opportunity every morning. I suggest when you open up your eyes to greet the day, before you take covers off, immediately start focusing on what's working for the things that you feel blessed for, rather than cursing what life is currently throwing at you. When I get up in the morning, I don't take the covers off. I don't think about everything that needs to be done. The first thing I say to myself is, all right, Riz, who do you have to be in order to get it done? And I create that mindset in bed before the covers are off. On what mindset do I have to create? And I slowly but gradually do it. It only takes a couple of minutes. Yeah. And when I get out of bed, I actually dance around my room. I do this little dance thing, and it psychs me up, and I laugh at myself. I know it's really weird, but I do it. I'm bringing out the kid in me, the little child within. I mean, I'm 70 years old, but this is what I do. And you know what? I laugh at myself when I do it. And,
by the way, Sue replied back. She said she actually loves her job and the people,
right?
But she's just ready to stay home, financially not ready to do that right now. So I love that. I love the fact you love your job. I love what you do. But I would still challenge you to change your office up tomorrow and watch people have their mind blown.
Everyone should do that, even those who love what they do.
Yeah,
you should always change the habit that you're in, even if it's a great habit. Create another great habit, because sometime along the way, that habit will get repetitious, and you run the risk of negativity running through.
One of the things we talked about before the show started, you had asked me, what does love look like with my kids? And I have this sitting on my desk, and when you said that, and it's this. My daughter drew this the other day. It's and you know what? And I'm not going to throw it away because I love it. I absolutely love it. And it's this that's sitting on my desk that has like a little bow tie, a little tie on it. And it's just something that my daughter, it's that stuff that I love that comes from my kids that one of the things we talked about this 2 weeks ago. I'm speaking at a pizza event coming up in September, and I think we should do just in a general rule. People in our generation, I'm a little younger than you, but people from their 40s to 70s should be doing video and posting it every day on Facebook, and video of the small things, video of their grandkids, doing stuff like this, going live. Surprisingly, this isn't that big of a deal to do this. It's not that hard to do, but video, because I think we have such a unique opportunity to leave such a digital footprint for our grandkids and our great grandkids. You've already done it. You've been on HBO and have all this stand-up stuff and all this stuff on YouTube, and it's all this crazy cool stuff. But for someone like me or someone like Sue, who could go live every day and go live on Facebook, it's so cool. And I'll tell you what really got me thinking about that. Gary Vaynerchuk, who's kind of a talking head in this space, had shown a picture one day of, look at these people. This is a picture from 1901 from Manhattan. You saw the guys with their top hats, or their hats, and the women in dresses. And he said, no one remembers them. And he said, what are you going to do to be remembered? And I thought, I got where he was coming from. I got the concept, but I looked at it and thought, my mom is great at doing genealogy stuff and figuring back 1,000 generations. But how cool will it be for my great grandkids to see a video of me and go, not just, well, I look like him, but I have his mannerisms. I'm doing this because he did that. And it's so cool. We have such a cool and unique opportunity, and we've got to do more than that. And the reason I say all of that is this. One of the things that I think people love and makes them happy is to get on Facebook every day and to see their Facebook memories. And it's up over here on Facebook, and you click on it, and you can see what you posted that day for the last 18 years you were on Facebook. And so I did a poll a couple weeks ago. How many people look at their Facebook memories? Out of the 35 people that replied, one person said they didn't look at it. 34 people are looking at Facebook memories, but the majority of those people aren't posting anything to have a freaking memory on Facebook.
Yeah.
So we've got to do a better job of leaving video and leaving pictures, and it makes us happy to go back and see that stuff. I have a saying, the good old days are always today. We just don't realize it for 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do stuff and post it and post your highlights. I want to see it. We used to go to our grandparents' house, and there was a coffee table full of photo albums, and there was never a picture of here's Uncle Johnny when he lost his toe to diabetes. It was always great stuff in their life. I want to see it. Post it.
Yeah, but it's better than some of the crap that we're seeing on Facebook. Let's bring up some more of these wonderful, being the reason that people have tears rolling down their face from laughing so hard, has much to offer. Yeah. Especially when tears are rolling down your face for the same reason. Yep. Laughter is one of the things. Laughter is your humor comes from that state of love. It's from your higher self. Everyone loves my office. I'll have a broken clock set on 5. It says 5 o'clock somewhere. I get smiles and comments all over the day.
And then Sue breaks out a flask, and they all take a swig,
That's pretty cool.
At 9 in the morning.
Greetings, Steve, Eric, and Sue. And Sue. Somebody said hello to Sue.
And Sue. There you go.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you what, man. Let's see some more comments. This was a great show. I post a vid almost every day. See, someone's answering you. Going to start giving live every day, right? Good.
I don't know who that is, but I'm just telling you, even if it's the mundane stuff, what you perceive as like, well, I'm just going to work, or I'm just on my drive. I'm just telling you, your grandkids will thank you for that. Because guess what? Facebook, and really, the more I've been thinking about it, is that the thing you do on stage, Steve? Dance Daddy-O?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Basically, there's more to it.
I've been thinking some of the video I post on Facebook and Instagram, I should probably put on YouTube. That way I know, because I think Facebook and Instagram, all that stuff's going to be around forever, but YouTube's not. It's like that content's not going to go away ever. You know? So it's worthwhile to do that stuff. I know, I think we're getting close to maybe wrapping this up, but my overall thought this week as we've thought about this show is I think love in a lot of respects is really hard, but I think love in a lot of respects is really easy. If you want love, give love.
You got to give it first.
You got to give it. You want to have great friends, be a freaking great friend. You want to have a great job, man, be a great employee. You want to be a great spouse. You want to have a great spouse, be a great spouse.
Yeah, it's just like I just read. I'm going to just read a part of it again because I think it's really important. Plus, I love putting my glasses on. It makes me look smart.
You look very
when Bernie says, "How do I keep my love light, shining?" And it's these little things. Try to walk a mile in other people's shoes. Respect others' point of view. Try not to view arguments and disagreements simply as right or wrong, but rather as a matter of advantages and disadvantages. Unleash the child from within. Try to understand the people that are hurting you. Forgive other people. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's easy to love people when your life is going great with them, but sometimes we have to break the fight that we're having with our brother, with our sister, with our parents. I know people that are related and they haven't spoken to their siblings for years because of an argument they had over Thanksgiving dinner.
Right.
And I know that stems from something that happened in their past in childhood, but man, I also know people that were close on their deathbed, and some of them were fortunate enough to apologize for the 20 years or 30 years that they didn't talk to their brother or sister.
Yeah.
You don't want to get to that point. I mean,
Yeah.
life is really short. I mean, so am I, but life is really, really, life is really short. And you realize that sometimes as you get older and you look back at certain things and, you know, you have ample opportunity to forgive other people, to get closer to the people that you wanted to get close to. And let's just leave it at that note. Let's just take a couple of more comments. And
Well, what do you think about croutons? Do you like croutons?
I hate when you do that.
You like croutons?
I don't like croutons.
Really? Why?
It screws up my salad. That's why.
Really? Too rough? Or you don't like it? Like get them like a little soaked in dressing and then.
Right now I hate you. So you talk about love. Right now I hate you. Phenomenal show as always. Thank you, Eric. Love you. Love you a lot, man. Looking back over my life, once I was able to say, I love me. I realized that I always have. It was demonstrated by how I have always treated others. That's so cool, man. Believe in yourself. Love that, man. I so much love that.
And eat croutons.
Yeah, and I hate Eric right now.
Eric,
oh, man, you know I love you.
Yeah, we love Eric Flournoy. Thanks, gents. The three of you. So looking forward to meeting you all soon.
That'd be cool.
Croutons rule. See, croutons do rule.
Okay, now I don't like him either. Now,
right reasons, baby. Right reasons. You know what? This has been a good subject, and I love it. I think love is something that we think we're falling in love, and not just the love that comes from us. I think it's a good topic.
Yeah, and Bruce, we want you to show yourself, Bruce, because we want to tell you we love you.
Bum bum.
Bruce, where are you?
Bum bum.
We love you, man. We love you here. We love you. We love you. We love all of you. Thank you for your comments. Please share, and remember, you can still purchase this book. Read the reviews on Amazon. It's off the charts. Conversations with Bob. You can go to Your Inner Bob, yourinnerbob.com. Tell your friends about it. The mission. We're all on this mission to spread this word. And you can be a part of that mission just by allowing people to buy the book and read the damn thing. Jim Perry. Great show, guys. Thanks, Jim. Love you all. Next time.